recording now works or if this changed something. Because then at least it hopefully will be in the recording. So good morning. Welcome to the March Open Compliance Tooling Work Group meeting. And as you might know or see the antitrust policy notice, so we're part of the Linux Foundation here in this meeting, and we stick to the agenda. And with the recording, we should also be transparent to everyone, so that also antitrust policy of the Linux Foundation is adhered to. If you have any questions, you can see here Andy Updegrove if you have any questions. So, and with that, let's start with the news. Any further news, except as I said, the FOSS backstage will come up next week, and the information that you can expect the SPTX operations profile draft to be shared in a few days, weeks for public review. If not, then I can also share here. Let's see, perhaps this is better here, because that would be nice if you can see this screen. Otherwise, I would just share it in the now you can see something?
Yep. Yep.
Ah, well, that's great. I like it. Okay, so here I can give you some updates on the OpenChain and Friends preparation. So as you hopefully already know, we will have this. Sorry, it's the wrong one. Events. We will have this on-site meeting, face-to-face meeting, from 7th to 9th of April. We sat together yesterday with Thomas, and so here nothing changed. We will be in Stuttgart, first 2 days in the Forum Haus der Architekten, nice building. Third day we will be in our Bosch location. And what we did is we are still now clarifying with the speakers, but we added more flesh to the bones here in the topics, so that you can read this. You can expect, once we have all confirmation from the speakers, we will also add the speakers. Here you will see also some of the talks where we already have ideas, but we also need a confirmation for the titles and the speaker. But you see, we start in the afternoon with everyone together in one big room, because this is more about the welcoming and sharing than the total idea of Fossland to do group OpenChain. And we have, as it's called, friends. Yeah, we have a lot of friends. We had a nice prep meeting with nearly all of them on Friday. So we have also some locals in here. I see this still missing. Some local communities that are there. I need to add that here. But also here, AGL, OpenChain, OpenSSF, To-Do Group. The tools, we just listed a few because there will be potentially even more. And this is, we thought, okay, how can we do this to balance this? Because the idea of the event is also to reach out to small and medium business, so that they first of all get an overview of what's already there, what's there also in the region, right? And this is then meet the experts. We will repeat that a second time the same day, because this is more than the who is who, so to present them. And then we have then also kind of little marketplace where with tables where people can meet them. Then we have two sections about more here the community experience track, so that we show, okay, how do others do it. And on the other side here, we also will have a session with a CRA security next to it for day one, and then we would go to the restaurant together for those who register. So you can register also by day if you want. Day two is where we have those two tracks. We have on the one side the process track, on the other side the tooling track, and we always try to make it okay. We start with workshops because Thomas said in the early morning people that he said that's too early. But on the other side, we will also have people like Oliver, like Max. They go to Essen then in the evening, so we just moved it up a little bit, and we will have then here a fossology training or training kind of or workshop. On the other side, also workshop of um, OpenChain to-do group, so more the how-to, and then we start with a switch. Always we have in parallel talks and workshops because we have to work a lot, as also Shane indicated with this capability map. So here we would start with the sorry, this one is the starting here because that's the org workshop. Here we have Max with the reuse, and here we would start with the user stories to refactor them. Then in parallel, we have an Ask Expert session with all the tool maintainers that will be there. We have here then the architecture, and yeah, he deleted again the capability map. So here working on common understanding, and there's missing some some letters. Yeah, it's good that we talk about it. And so this would be then also the place where we should work on. One second, I hope you still can see my screen. Um, on the on this architecture here with that we had, plus also the capability map. Then break, then the workshop switches to the other side where we need to talk about blueprints. Yeah, so because there are several ways how you can fulfill then the user story. So here, this is the idea. We know, okay, I don't know, as a development team, I want to get fast feedback to so that blah blah blah. Yeah, I have an idea about my security vulnerabilities, something like that. Yeah, user story. Then here we have the architectures, the building blocks, the capabilities, and then the next workshop would be okay. And now how can I use the existing tools as because there are several ways how you could do it. Yeah, to fulfill then the user story. So that would be this workshop. Here's Philippe's about code talk. And then last not least here, then also that's also the main thing that we wanted to do here, existing tools, go through this list, yeah, maintain that a little bit, enhance it, also check if, for example, if we have tools and that was therefore I don't know if he left that here how to get commercial support. Yeah, so because that might also be questions from SMEs. Okay, I cannot afford to go into detail. Is there someone who can help me trainings, etc., etc.? Maybe we could also enhance that catalog on that side. Yeah, so that's the day two, and day three is then the unconference hackathon. So we're welcome also other communities. One of the community here also in the line is the ORT community. So so here we planned an ORT community day with some talks here on day three. Also, we should color code this. I don't know how if that works because here we will have also some interactive sessions, also here roundtable, and in between some experience talks because we have to expect that we have really yeah also people new to the round on all 3 days. So that we also have then this kind of marketplace that I mentioned from day one here with the experts. We can expect that all the experts will be there all the time, but at least that they have their posters or yeah information there so that we can provide that information all the 3 days. Worst case, Thomas and I can also give some information, or well, we have I think specialists in the area who can give information about all of this. Yeah. So that's the current state. If you have any um, hints or improvements, suggestions, then you're super welcome, because that's really meant as a collaborative approach. I'm with Oliver. We said, okay, because this event is really, we need to work on something. Yeah, we need to get this going again, updating our information here, and yeah, also refactor a little bit so that we can have very good um, offering, and that is really useful. And therefore it's also interesting then to ideally get the feedback from small and medium business, especially if they're really companies that are new to the topic, that they can feedback, okay, this was helpful, and yeah, here there's still potential. Yeah, because yeah, this was also one question now in the preparation. So what is this list for, right? So what's the idea of the list? So we had our idea, right, to say, okay, we want to avoid um, how's it called, redundancy, yeah, and concentrate on that. So this was our initial idea. Now with this outreach thing, I think that's also helpful to have an additional perspective on that. Plus, what we also observe is we have really cool tools, really cool things in here, but compared to commercial vendors, we do not have marketing budget and salespeople, right? So, and such an event, and also here all this could then also compensate that, so that we get more traction on this on these topics. Are there any questions? And see. Anti-stress. Okay, Sebastian. Unfortunately, he cannot travel for family reasons. Um, but I am asking him if he's not available at all, or if he just can't travel. And he said he just can't travel. So I asked him if it would be okay to, like we did last year in the Ort use days with Philippe, so that we have on day 3 perhaps a screen and a camera or something like that, that we can have him for some sessions. So we thought about having a hybrid event, but this is a lot of effort and costly, and we have no money. So we said, no, let's do this as an on-site event only, yeah, and concentrate on the socializing, and rather having, and that's also what I said on Friday. We talked to Shane that as we have those OpenChain webinars, that we rather say, okay, if we want to deep dive something, yeah, because you see it looks like a long time, yeah, 3 days, but at the end we have nevertheless more topics and that we can talk about, and that we have time, and that we say, okay, we could also say, okay, let's just accompany this event with additional webinars upfront or after the event, so that if people are interested in more detail, then we can just point them to those webinars. But this webinar is obviously not replacing then discussions, and therefore obviously we also want to have then, at least in the Orange Community Day, then also Sebastian in the discussions. So Martin Nonmacher will be there from Marcel Bochter. So we have the maintainers, especially as most of them are also from Stuttgart, and well, not most of them, but some of them are from Stuttgart anyway. And yeah, and Martin von Willebrand will also plans to be there. Yeah, so for the double open part, if there's their process questions, double open server, things like that. Yeah. Okay, so that was the news update from that side. Now let's, if
By
there
the
are
way,
no
one
questions.
question.
Yes.
Why the name OpenChain in France? Who came with this interesting name?
Um, I so the original title of the event was OpenChain Tooling Group and the Fosland community meeting.
Yeah.
And we said, okay,
Okay.
well, this is too big. And then we also talked to the OpenSSF, and I said, okay, and then it's OpenChain tooling group and and then I said, okay, let's just call them friends. And then Thomas said, but OpenChain tooling group is also too long, so he also cut this part and said OpenChain and friends. This is just uh, short enough to also for the communication, and yeah, that was the story of OpenChain and friends.
At some point, there were too many friends to include everyone in the title to sum it up.
Yeah, and that's cool because I really like the session we had on Friday. I had Nicola knows I had a big grin on my face to see well the OWASP, the OpenSSF, Scan CanOSS about code. So all were there, right? And say, okay, that looks like we can really make it because there we will not we're not sure. Also, we have the locals here from southern Germany. Uh, I hope that will work out. I think so. That made me really hoping that we will have a great event then together there in April.
Mhm.
Yeah, and we need to work. Yeah, so that's the downside of it. Yeah. So now let me. So if are there any other news or hints? Otherwise, I can try to switch to the. Hello.
We are
Ye-
here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this was the wrong button.
So
Okay.
remember that you not allow it to be moderator in the future. You have problems with browser.
Okay. Yeah, I have no problem with that. So you're welcome to take over moderation. So, but at least I was worried that the recording would have stopped, but it's still running. That's cool.
Still running, yes.
Yeah. And now I share. So let's hope that this will not take an eternity again. So I think it worked better with this screen. So I will track this screen and now try to share again the whole entire screen. This one, screen one, share. So now it says it shares. And now you have to tell me if you see something.
I can see capability map.
Yeah, great.
I cannot see
Cool.
it more. Now I see it again.
Yes. I have to check here. Um, yeah, so that's for those who are new to this topic, especially Nicola. I don't know if we ever talked about that. So the idea, perhaps, um, I start a little bit with the history. So therefore, I would go to this OSS compliance tooling to bring everyone on the same page again. OSS compliance tooling. Also, if someone would listen to this recording later. So I hope you can see now the open source tooling for open source compliance.
Yep.
Okay, so we have here the overview, the user stories, and here the overview. I think here, this was the big picture. Yeah, so when we had the first sessions, so everyone presented their tool, and then we made a big metrics, right, Helio, where we put okay and along kind of a workflow where we said okay, this is what happens first, this is happens second, etc., etc. And then we try to fit in all the tools in lines. Okay, my tool is doing this and this and this in the workflow. My tool is this and doing this and this. The funny part of this is that when we did this in the first meeting, some people saw that their tool is not covering all the parts in the workflow, and then the next meeting they added something just to have complete coverage. But that was not the idea, right? The idea was like this. Sebastian always called it the Unix principle: do only one thing, but that thing good, or something like that, right? So and this was the idea also with this architecture, to say, okay, what is the sweet spot of your tool, and how can we combine that then with another tool that has a sweet spot in another place? But for that, we needed to have then this abstract toolchain picture. We said, okay, yeah, I have the best dependency resolver in the world. I have the best binary analyzer. I have the best policy checker, whatever. And that we knew, okay, later, which tool can do what. And so that worked for a while, yeah. But then we thought, okay, well, the tool alone does not really make it, right? We sometimes we need more than a tool. We need data, we need whatever. And then we thought, okay, can we call that? Because tool was handy, because tool is, yeah, you have architecture, building blocks, etc., as we just saw. But how can we describe that generic enough? And then we came up with this capability as a word. And here, changelog. Oh, it was already 2019. That's early, but I think here this was the heavy year, 2022. Also, I think that was around Corona, where we lost a lot of those that thought this is really boring stuff what we're doing, and they were right. This was not a thrill, but I think it was really helpful to have this. Um, and what is also good at that point. So here you see the capability map in general. Uh, here 161, I like that Shane he reformatted all this, where you now see um, also those capabilities. Yeah, so here there's a big one, the tool orchestrator, then a dependency analyzer with more detailed stores dependency analyzer, container dependency analyzer, binary and dependency analyzer, and so on. So that you have the by those blocks you can refer to that. Plus, you also see the relations between those boxes. And I have strange noise now. 1 second. Is this me? Oh, okay. Yeah. Here the data flow and the control flow. Yeah, and here data sync compliance artifacts. So that's the whole idea. And for all those building blocks, then you have your extra slides. Yeah, where you, for example, here, what is a package crawler finder? So what is the mission of this capability? Who is responsible for this? No, what is the responsibility for this capability? Then what are the tasks that need to be performed? What are the inputs and what are the outputs? So this is more or less in the direction of a process description. And some comments. When I tried to use that, I had some issues because really referring to those capabilities within this slide deck was not so cool. So what I did then is that I added, 1 second, sharing. I transformed all these capabilities into Markdown. So we have also for each of those parts in the slides, we also have then here, for example, that was the package crawler, the same data here. And that should also make it a little bit easier if we have now want to do changes to do it rather here. That would be my proposal, right? And did Shane writes something about his expectations that he had. Let me see.
Adding tools, at least that was one.
Okay, is there no fix as okay, examples like bang, yeah. So that is I think here slide 4 to no 4, and here's the security variant, yeah, where we had additional things. That was also nice. Here, this is the bang tool. This is the software heritage. This is then turn, as this is a dependency. You see also this is the old picture because that's not the same structure, but you get the idea, right? So for example, here trust source covers several the capabilities, and yeah, here Scanos even more here, and then you could see, okay, not one tool covers all of them, but you can then have a combination. And that's what I said earlier in the news, in what we try to do with the blueprints, right? To say, okay, I have a blueprint combined out of, I don't know, ORD, scan code, scanos, water trust source, whatever, where at the end you ideally have then everything covered that you really need, right? Because in some cases you do not need all this. But then you have a blueprint to say, okay, with this blueprint of tools, I can really have all the necessary capabilities covered. Yeah, so that's the idea. And now we have two ways how we can continue. Either we work on the slides and then translate that later into the repository, because where is this tooling landscape? Here, I think here we have the reference tooling. This would be no roles. Where is it? Where's the list? Big README, is this the one with all the? Because I was astonished last time I looked at it. So on the website here, this list of tools. So here I think their button is here on the bottom right. So this is also in this website is maintained in Git, and the source of this website here, of this list, is also here somewhere in this. But that's here, docs, tooling landscape, I think, tools, markdown. Yeah, here it is. So here you can see this is the list of all the tools. So that should be exactly here about code toolkit, about code manager. Yeah, so this is the list. So what would be handy if we would have the link then, okay, like we have now seen for Bang. Yeah. So okay, Bang is a dependency analyzer binary. So and that would be just an idea here. So now I read Bang. Yeah, you have a website, main license summary. Is a tool for analyzing binary files. Yeah, cool. There's a lot of text, but it would be, well, even better if we could just make a link to the capability, right? So that we say, okay, please show me all the tools in the list that have this capability. Yeah, so at least that would be my expectation. I don't know what you think about that, but that could be something that we can start in the PowerPoint. But at the end, I would love to have that here as a filter. I don't know how that would work with Markdown, things like that with this website. But obviously, if you once understood, okay, how this is working, and I say, oh, I need a license and copyright scanner, then I click there somewhere, and then it shows me all the license and copyright scanner capabilities. What do you think?
Sounds like a plan, but like you say, like I don't know, like can you do filtering on GitHub somehow? Because that's what you do. You need that would you would need that because if there are like more than one license and copyright orders, scanner, then more than one, you would need to
I'm a little
filter
bit
those.
spoiled, to be honest, with our
Yeah.
wiki. And then I asked some colleagues, okay, how do you do the filtering? And then he said, yeah, you just go here in search and search for this, and then you get all this. But that would mean, so that does not work obviously in such a one markdown with all the tools. But then we would need to think about having a sub page per tool, right, with the metadata, because then we could say, okay, if we have all the sub pages with a metadata field, then we could search for here in the Git search, say show me all the sub pages with this metadata field, and then I would potentially get this. So that would be the easiest way of filtering, right?
Yeah. I know what's happening with Nicola, but it's
Nicola, do you want to say something? You have a lot of noise in your microphone.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, now it's better. Yep. Okay, then.
and he's back.
Yeah, this is changelog, traceability of data sources, decisions, and configs as general requirement. We need to provide a general requirement that all decisions, data, and sources need to be traceable. Yeah, so that it always is possible to track why and on what basis a decision has been made. Take track changes to originators. Okay, this is, I think, this is not for the capabilities or tool, but it's, I think this applies for this model, right? Actually, so this is not solution. Or is this, no, this is what is this meant for? We need general requirement to provide general requirement that all decisions, data, and sources where it's possible to track why and on what basis a decision has been made. What decision? Okay, because I would like to note down that here I would just activate editing, and then we'll just add it here. Next steps. Okay. Status quo and next steps.
And save this with a new version number because now it's
Yeah, that's a
161.
good idea. Save as 1262. Save. And yeah, so what we said is capabilities. Next to this slide deck, the capabilities are represented in Markdown. And then I put that here. That was the capabilities, this one. Here, so that's point number one. Then the other thing is tools. Next to the website overview in this is this one. Files, tools. The tools are represented, maintained in Markdown in one big MD file in, and then go here. Markdown, where was it? In docs, tooling, this one, right? No, sorry. It's compliance tools, this one. So then next steps. Ideally, the mapping of tools to the capabilities would be traceable on the website or in Git, but this would only work in Git if there would be one MD file per tool to use the Git search as the most simple filtering possibility. So shall we just make one example and that we see how it works? If we would now take the bang as an example. So in
I'm
case,
still wondering if there's some sort of, let's say, tagging and then filtering using the tags in Git. I don't know. I don't know the tool
yeah,
that well.
then as a next step, need to figure out what filtering and traceability options are available.
But I'm also thinking that, it would be nice to have basically the kind of the linkage two ways that, okay, I need this capability, these are the tools I can have. Then, I have this tool and these are the capabilities this tool kind of provides. So going like both ways.
Yeah, that would be
Kind of the
track
ideal
back,
state.
right?
Yeah.
Track
Yeah.
back. So maybe someone knows. Can ask that in the mailing list later if we have some markdown Git cracks.
Yeah.
I also don't know. Let me see.
Just doing some database, who knows what things, I think that would be a little bit overkill for our needs.
Yeah. mkdocs. So here the website uses mkdocs. So the question: themes customized, host anywhere. Okay. User guide. Installation, command line, deploying. Yeah. Doesn't really talk about cool features.
Yep.
But yeah.
Yes, it's kind of simple.
Yeah,
Cool.
very simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, worst case we would need to manually add the track backlinks, but this is hard to maintain then, right?
Yep. Yeah, because that's why I was thinking like, some sort of tag that, I don't know, the bang has tag of binary analysis. And then you can go back and forth,
Hmm.
And then in binary analysis, you can have like tag tool, whatever, bang, or whatever it is called. And that's it.
Example, bang, would be tagged binary dependency. How is this called? Binary dependency. Dependency analyzer binary dependency analyzer binary. And then could be filtered. Yeah, so then at least I would see in Bang, okay, what are these capabilities? Then ideally this would directly say, hey, what does that mean? Dependency analyzer binary. Then I would be linked. Ideally, this would directly include the link to here the description, dependency analyzer binary as this is a dependency analyzer binary. And here, ideally, that would be cool to have then a kind of macro or something like that that collects all the tools that I get a list in here.
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum. Oh no, let's make it ugly. This one. I should save some place here.
So you can just move the text to the left side and add the picture on the right, or vice versa.
Yeah.
So it's not like one on top of the other, but the text is next to the picture.
And that would be Bang here. Let's make a like this. How is it called? Mock, right? And mocking it.
Yeah.
From Bang. Here I can make this a little bit bigger. And it's a little bit smaller. And then insert. So here we would have then the tag. This is a strange font. Okay, dependency analyzer.
Never heard about that font before.
Avenir.
Avenir book.
Tuk. Dependency analyzer binary. So now let's make that everyone can.
Now you have Deutsch, the language. That's why it's complaining every word.
Yeah. So dependency analyzer binary that would link to like that. Link to that, and then here macro. Perhaps we can make a GitHub action to consolidate. So that would then collect all those in here and would automatically add here available tools. Bang, like that, right?
Yeah.
So we're all on the same page, and this would then link back to So whoever can do this is super welcome. I would also love to have this here internally, to be honest. So we could get rid of our wiki. Okay. So I see bang the tag. This would link to this. It would automatically create here a list of tools. Boop, boop, boop. And if I click on the tool, I would go there. That would be perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, when it's ready, Nicola. Okay, so what can we do to prepare this? Because okay, this is the technology that we need, but we would also need then the tags, right? And this would not hinder us to do it already now. And latest, then I think we should have this available for all the tool guys that will meet us in the event, at least, so that we can explain to them, look, this is what we want to do. But the question is, in order to do this tagging, we would need the users, right? Because I am not a user of all the tools in the tool list. So I could do this for some of those tools, right? And make a proposal, but I don't know if the maintainer would be then okay with that. So that is then the other question, right? So what if someone misunderstood my tool and now tags me with a capability that is not provided by my tool, or the other way around? So we would need some kind of tagging proposals and tagging reviews, so that tool providers and users are on the same page. And this is then the question, for example, here for this bang. If Armine already has seen this, if Armine already understood what the capability map is, and said, yeah, this is exactly what my tool is doing, or not. So we would need to here in this case Armine, here Stefano, I guess, because what I learned now, Software Heritage has much more capabilities than just this package source archive. Turn, I would not even know who's the maintainer here from VMware at the moment. Is this still maintained, by the way? I don't know. And so on. Yeah, so that would be then next steps.
Actually, if you want to add to the, what's the container, because there are other tools as well for container scanning.
Yeah.
So there is at least Swift is container scanning.
Qualification.
Let me just send. I put a. Well, I think it should be the maintainer who tags the tools. What do you think?
Yeah, but then yes. So let's put it like this. Yes, I think the maintainer precondition.
Yeah.
Maintainer understands the capability map.
Yeah.
The capability map. User precondition
Understands the tool.
Understands the tool. Yeah. So and here we were back again and to back at 0 again. Yeah. So I think we need to, yeah. So therefore, I would vote for proposal, tagging proposal. User, one of them makes a proposal for a tag, and the other and then review will be done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be done to confirm.
Like all open source, basically, there's the review process of the PRs, blah blah blah, etc. So
Yeah. Yeah. PR process. Good. Yeah, I think that was helpful. So I will just send back this version 1.6.2 with this additional slides back in the mailing list, and then so that would be 1.6.2, and then I have to leave to my next meeting. Insert. That was 1.6.2. Today is the 5th. So then I thank you very much for your participation. So that was Yari, Julio, Nicola, and Marcel. Discussion on further.
Just a comment on this, because you were deep into the update. What I got from Shane's email was that ORT is not mapped here in the capability map.
Yeah, I also saw this.
Yeah.
It is 4 and 5. It is the big block. Also, when I looked at it, I said, how can I map here ORT? Because I only looked at those little boxes, but then and at the end I saw, okay, there's also tooling. So it's the big box, right? And we can map there. Okay, then thank you very much for your time. Here you will see this in a second on the mailing list, and yeah, looking forward to come more to back again to a working mode here in this working group.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Then
amazing.
have a
It
nice
was 22 when the 1.6.0 was done. So 2 years ago, almost.
Yeah. Corona, right?
Time flies when you have good time.
Yeah. Okay. Have a nice week then. See you.
Have a
Bye.
good one. Bye.